Plastic surgery might sound like the perfect anti-aging tool, but when things go wrong, it can be the perfect anti-career move. Folks like Jennifer Grey, Katie Price, and others would agree with that, so let's see who had their lives ruined after going under the knife. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer Grey's career stalled. And though she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quoting, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous." She told publications in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, turns out she was thrilled with the way she looked. But then less than a year later, she noticed a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose, so she underwent a second surgery to correct the issue. But when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated as many people did not believe she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she often had to go to great lengths to prove she was who she said she was. Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes. Which means it's hard not to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after years of denying she'd had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admitted, "I have temporary lip fillers, it's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do." But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. She said, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips. And it was like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, 'I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips.'" She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming too much. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model back in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As the 44-year-old status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was just 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She's also had veneers done, and in June of last year, Katie endured one of her most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day. She also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her rear end. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is totally synonymous with this brand, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plans to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before. Donatella Versace is a fashion icon who has been in the public eye for decades and has undergone a striking transformation over the years. The skin on her face appears to be very tight and smooth with few wrinkles, probably from a couple of facelifts. Also, her cheeks have gotten a lot fuller, which are probably the result of cheek implants or dermal fillers. But the problem is, a lot of the work she gets is not balanced. So when you get a lot of filler in your lips that make her mouth really big, well, when you don't get enough filler to your cheeks, her mouth looks like completely disproportionate. Another thing, the face and the body don't match. All of her skin is leathery and saggy, and she looks scrawny rather than slim. Also, her boob job doesn't match with her body size. Famed comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face, but it wasn't until after she passed away that it was revealed just how many plastic surgery procedures she underwent. Her daughter Melissa penned a memoir about Joan's life, where she revealed that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her lifetime, and she was just never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. We're talking the first surgery was believed to have been an eye lift at the age of 32, so not super young, but still. Which this was the same age when she rose to fame on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. In the nearly 50 years since then, she had, among a lot of other things, at least 2 facelifts, 1 nose job, and so much Botox that her plastic surgeon told her to stop. Liam Payne debuted a starkly slimmed down face on the red carpet last year, which didn't go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, looked modelish and rugged, according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ramtin Kassir, who's worked on the likes of Melissa Gorga and Lily Pons. Florida-based plastic surgeon Dr. Thomas Su added that he definitely had a more masculine look, with sharper chiseled facial features compared to how he looked previously. Pamela Weinberger, founding injector at Plum Cosmetics, agreed, saying his new look is definitely sharper than it was in the past and has a bit of a wow factor. So the experts that were just quoted, who have decades of experience combined but have not worked on him personally, agree that he might have turned to fillers, or the celebrity favorite, the getting rid of that fat in your cheek, to achieve his sharp features. One expert said that he might have opted for jawline filler, lip filler, chin filler, and regular maintenance Botox, which is a lot. Whereas Sue pointed out that it might have been chin and jawline lipo, which could achieve the sharper jawline. Getting rid of the fat in your cheeks is not reversible, and while a lot of experts agree that there are alternatives that could be attempted to return the facial structure back to its natural look, it's not a guarantee. While Liam himself has not confirmed what he's had done, if anything at all, folks on social media appear upset that he no longer looks the same. One person said, "OMG, what happened to Liam?" and this was under an Instagram post, and another fan tweeted, "The fat removal makes me so uncomfortable, I don't know that man." Daryl Hannah has maintained that she's never had anything enhanced surgically, but the public has often compared her to one of the Muppets because of her full lips and cheeks. Top surgeons also spoke with Hollywood Life and explained the potential surgeries that the Splash actress received to achieve her current look. One expert, Dr. Richard Fleming, shared that Hannah had so much work done. We're talking fillers, nose jobs. Her face looks much rounder. Everything about her face used to be much thinner. Cheeks, jawline, nasal lines. Everything was much more pronounced. In his opinion, there's a lot more fullness and it's not a natural contour. He has no idea what they did, but there is filler material in there. Jocelyn Wildenstein marked the beginning of her surgery journey when she received an eye lift during the first year of her marriage to Alec Wildenstein. Experts said she probably has undergone a lot more lifts, plumping injections, upper and lower eyelid surgery, and cheek implants over the years, and it's not looking good. Priscilla Presley fell victim to a botched Botox surgery, but it turned out worse than normal. So a doctor claimed to have something better than Botox, but in reality, it was reportedly illegally smuggled silicone from Argentina that was administered by somebody pretending to be a doctor. And that explains her puffy face. But not the face's waxy look, which was probably caused by a combination of repeated laser treatments and, once again, Botox. Too much Botox. At one time, Mickey Rourke was arguably the most devastatingly handsome actor in Hollywood, with the bad boy good looks of a latter-day James Dean or Marlon Brando. But years of, how to put it politely, alterations have gradually left him an increasingly strange-looking proposition. One would have thought early on that his acting would always be infinitely more important to him than his looks, but it would seem that somewhere along the line his vanity got the better of him, likely a desire to keep hold of those looks that made him a pinup. Around 1990 is when his outside began to match his tumultuous inside. His facelift looked too fresh. He was having trouble moving his mouth, and his forehead, once expressive, was way too smooth, motionless, and shiny, like a balloon dipped in bronzer. He couldn't smirk. His eyes were pinched, his crow's feet were very disturbingly gone, his eyebrows were too light, and they don't move. Turns out that eye jobs, for the first year at least, make any recipient's eyes appear smaller, and they lose any roundness below during that surgical elimination of under-eye bags. Well, Mickey's eyes lost their ability to transmit emotion. In 1997, his upper lip was freakishly swollen, his nose puffy and flat, and one cheekbone protruded like a purple walnut, probably from a combination of boxing and bad surgeries. Like a bad portrait tattoo of himself, he was only recognizable when you squint. But it was around 1998 when his appearance took a really weird turn. This is around the time his career had taken a dive, following a series of dud roles, some poor career decisions, and a wild reputation. So during this low ebb, when he considered himself an has-been, he appeared out and about with swollen-looking lips, his skin looked kinda icky. Now, he did say it was boxing damage that required it, but when his career began its turnaround with films like Buffalo 66, Animal Factory, and this was around 2002, his appearance had changed a lot. But recent years, though his battered appearance suited his Oscar-nominated turn in The Wrestler to a T, have seen his visage looking stranger and stranger.
How do you know when you've gone too far? Here are the top 10 celebrities who destroyed their natural face. Simon Cowell is known for being excellent at discovering future superstars, but lately, viewers have been more focused on his face than anything else. Cowell has admitted to getting work done in the past and admitted to getting too much and scaring his own son. Judged for popular talent competition shows like X Factor and America's Got Talent, Simon Cowell is used to being on the TV, used to having to put his best face forward. So that means he's open to getting some work done. He got a bit of Botox and fillers, only he may have gone a little overboard because pretty soon people started talking more about Simon's new look than the talent. In 2022, Cowell shared that he was done with all the fillers because they made him look a bit scary. In his words, they made him look like something out of a horror film. Cowell did an interview with The Sun where he explained why he got work done in the first place, saying there was a phase where everyone was having their faces pumped full of this and the other. Fellow judge Sofia Vergara has also had similar cosmetic enhancements, but even Simon could tell when he crossed a line, saying, "There was a stage where I might have gone a bit too far. I saw a picture of me from before the other day and didn't recognize it as me." He also shared that his son did not like his new look and that he was in hysterics. Another celeb that has had bad luck with filler is Khloe Kardashian. She had amazing results with her nose job, but was less than pleased with the outcomes of the fillers she got in her face. She also implied that she feels a bit haunted by them. Khloe got fillers in 2015, but didn't actually admit to getting them until 2016. This came as a shock to fans since the reality TV star was always so against getting work done. Speaking on her cosmetic work, Khloe said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it dissolved like 3 times. According to health websites, it usually takes 1 to 2 visits to dissolve most fillers, so Khloe must have either gotten a lot or really have been feeling the phantom effects. However, there might be a legit reason why fillers did not work for her. Khloe had gotten them just before a major traumatic event in her life, and her doctor later shared with her that her emotions at the time might have impacted the fillers. Khloe shared how she felt about everything now that it's over, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face." It's unfortunate she'd had such a horrible experience with fillers, however, she has made it very well known that she loves her nose job. Brazilian influencer Marianne Michelini is now suing the doctor that performed her cosmetic procedures because they completely ruined her face. The influencer shared that she had made an agreement with a dental professional in Brazil that in exchange for the service and procedures, she would advertise their business to her thousands of social media followers. She was supposed to be getting a facial harmonization procedure, and that usually uses filler and Botox. By today's standard, fillers are usually a hyaluronic acid that's deemed safe for the body and can be removed. However, the person doing her work used fillers that has been generally phased out since it's deemed unsafe. Filler with polymethyl methacrylate. This type of filler is more permanent, it's harder to take out, and it can cause inflammation among other complications. After the procedure, Marianne's face did experience some swelling and pain, and she has had to revisit other doctors to correct the mistakes and scarring. About the ordeal, Marianne said, "My life has stopped. I'm psychologically broken. I just want my face back. I'm suffering a lot, but I have faith that justice will be served. I don't want other people to go through this." Kenny Rogers accidentally changed his whole image when he got his work done. The country music artist shocked fans when he revealed his huge transformation in the early 2000s. He got a few things done, but the procedure he got for his eyes caused the most chatter. Rogers was known for his sweet, warm appearance that mainly came from the look of his eyes, but many say the new look took that vibe away. Post-procedure, many describe Rogers as looking constantly surprised. People were confused as to why the country star felt the need to get work done in the first place, a question Rogers answered in his 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It. He shared he was trying to keep up with the newer, younger stars in the country music scene, and that he also wanted a revamp. Years before that, in 2006, he commented on the eye job specifically, saying it was too tight around the eyelids and that it drives him crazy. A 2012 CBS This Morning interview had the star sharing that he does regret his decision. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off, and I regret that, but the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it. It's amazing how one part of a person's face changing can have such a big effect on their overall appearance. Another major star who has spoken out about their plastic surgery regrets is Courtney Cox, who you might recognize from Friends or the Scream franchise. She has been quite vocal about regretting the cosmetic work she has had done. She shared in a 2016 appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls that she regrets getting filler. She explained part of why she felt the need to get the work done, saying, "Getting older is not the easiest." The Friends star went on to say that she has learned her lesson and was simply grateful that the work she had done were things that could dissolve and go away. She acknowledged that the overly filled look wasn't her best look. Even years later, she still feels this way. In 2022, she did an interview with the Sunday Times in which similar sentiments were echoed, and the actress said she would never do the cosmetic work now. John Stamos has had 2 nose jobs. The first was so bad he had to get the second. Sharing in his memoir, If You Would Have Told Me, the actor shared that as a child he was bullied for the shape of his nose, the other kids calling him Big Nose Stamos. When he started making it big in Hollywood, he decided to fix that, get a nose job. Unfortunately, it didn't come out like he had hoped, and he hated it. He claimed it really didn't suit him at the time. In the memoir he wrote, "I'm not all that happy with it. My nose looks kind of pushed up like Peter Pan or something." Unfortunately for the actor, he had to wait until his next gap between projects before he could fix the botched nose job. Stamos claims he went to the plastic surgeon that worked with Michael Jackson, so he would be in good hands. Stamos wrote, "I have it redone by Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon, who better to handle the delicate task of re-sculpting my nose than the man who created a whole new face for MJ." A cheeky little joke to add on there at the end, but that's what Stamos is known for. He was able to joke about his own procedure, finishing off the section of the book with, "I haven't even been on the show General Hospital for a year, and I've already graduated from the youthful newbie to the double nose job guy." Thankfully, his face was only destroyed for a short period of time. Tilly Whitfield serves as a warning to anyone trying random beauty hacks from the internet. The Australian Big Brother star shocked fans when she revealed why she had such intense burn marks and scars on her face, and it wasn't due to a freak accident, but something the reality star did herself. The star shared with the New York Times that she had seen a beauty trend on TikTok where people used sewing needles and ink to give themselves freckles. It sounds enticing, the materials to do it are probably in your house already or are easy to acquire, and you can do it yourself. However, Tilly quickly came to realize why beauty procedures should be left to the professionals. The TikTok hack did not specify what ink to use, so Tilly just bought brown tattoo ink on eBay. To her later horror, the ink she bought contained high levels of lead because it was counterfeit. The reality star claims that after she tried the hack, she temporarily lost her vision, was swelling up, and was sick, ending up in the hospital. When she was on Big Brother, she always wore makeup or face masks to cover the scars from the freckle disaster, and fans were quick to point that out and ask questions. Eventually, she explained what had happened. She claims she felt no pain while doing the hack, which is why she continued to do it. Unfortunately, after all that happened, she never got the freckles. She did accumulate $12,000 in doctor's fees and has some scarring on the area. Sharon Osborne is no stranger to cosmetic work. She actually said she's a big fan of it, but one procedure has her comparing herself to various mythical monsters, and she claims it really ruined her face. Lucky for her though, it happened during the pandemic. She got to heal and fix it up in peace. In 2021, Sharon Osborne got a 5-hour full facelift. One would expect 5 hours would be enough time to come out exactly how you wanted. Unfortunately, Osborne received her worst nightmare. In her words, she came out looking like a cyclops because one eye was different than the other. She also compared herself to a mummy since her face was covered in bandages after the extensive procedure. She claims that when she showed her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, her new look, he said, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." It's years later and Sharon is looking just fine. She did end up going somewhere else to get everything fixed. She did have to wait though until her face was fully healed before going back in. Osborne is known for being pro-cosmetic work, receiving many cosmetic surgeries before the facelift. However, the 2021 incident has left its mark. In an April 2023 interview, the star shared the disaster put her off the surgeries and that it now frightens her. She said, "I really pushed it with the last facelift and I am now like, no more." The Hills star made headlines back in 2010 when she had 10 surgeries in one day, and she was only 23 when it happened. 2 years after it all went down, Montag did an interview with Access Hollywood Live where she shared that she regretted some of it and was definitely in way over her head. She claims she originally only wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. Among the many procedures, Montag received a brow lift, Botox, and chin reduction. She also had work done on her body, and she wasn't super happy with that either. Speaking to People about the work done on her breasts, the star shared, "They were so heavy, they were falling through the skin, it was just too heavy for my body, and I was in pain and uncomfortable all the time." Montag later revealed a fact that makes the whole thing just a little bit worse. She felt she wasn't properly prepared or had it properly explained to her just how much pain she would be in after everything. She said, "I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen emotionally and psychologically and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." Years later, Heidi spoke to Cosmopolitan, sharing her 32-year-old perspective on the situation, saying, "I was way too young to make such a life-changing decision and was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet." We've already mentioned a few nose jobs today, but no one understands the repercussions of one quite like Jennifer Grey. According to the actress, her nose job pretty much cost her her career. Grey is known for her lead role in Dirty Dancing. The film was a massive hit and her big break, but 2 years after the release of the movie, the actress made a decision that ended up changing her career. She got a nose job in 1989, and afterwards, her face looked way different. About the experience, Grey said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." The actress refers to the surgery as Schnozageddon and wrote on the surgery saying, "Overnight, I lose my identity and my career." Though Grey wasn't working as much as she'd hoped, she was still working. She had some guest appearances on shows and even a few TV movies. She also made the decision to go on Dancing with the Stars in 2010 and of course, won the competition, which surprised nobody, and she totally deserved it.
At number 10, Kylie Jenner. Though there are plenty of other celebrities who have gotten lots of plastic surgery done, Kylie Jenner is one of the first people you might think of when it comes to having a drastically different look. If you compare what she looked like when she was younger to the way she looks now, you can see that there is a drastic change, and it's not all chalked up to the fact that she's gotten older. The one procedure that she's known for having is her lip filler. She became the it girl when it came to the big lip trend, and it even got so intense that people were trying to imitate her large lips by creating the Kylie Jenner lip challenge. She had the filler dissolve for a brief time after the birth of her daughter Stormi, but that natural phase didn't last too long. On top of her lip filler, there has been speculation and theories around what other procedures she had done, though she only admits to ever getting fillers. It is also believed that she has gotten work to her body to achieve the curves that she has, like her Kardashian sisters. On top of body modifications, Kylie is also known for wearing wigs most of the time. Though this might not be considered plastic, it isn't her natural hair, and since it's something about her appearance that she continues to customize, I think it sort of counts. A lot of people idolize Kylie for her looks, and a lot of people want to imitate her appearance, which can be detrimental to a lot of people's self-esteem. At number 9, The Weeknd. There was a period of time early this year when the public thought singer The Weeknd did the unthinkable and changed his entire appearance. This started when the singer was seen walking the red carpet at a couple music awards wearing bandages around his face and looking bruised as though he had just recently undergone cosmetic surgery. This speculation was heightened when he posted a photo to his social media showing his new look as his face looked drastically different. Though we all thought that he had gotten some serious plastic surgery for a moment there, it turned out to all be just a publicity stunt to promote his newest album, After Hours. The album follows a narrative of a man's slow descent into madness while, quote, chasing excess and happiness in all the wrong places, end quote. In an interview, the singer elaborated on the stunt, saying, quote, the significance of the entire head bandages is reflecting on the absurd culture of Hollywood celebrity and people manipulating themselves for superficial reasons to please and be validated, end quote. He looked looked like he had just turned himself into plastic, but it wasn't real, and it was all just a take on how Hollywood turns people into plastic mannequins, and he wanted to expose this. Now, before I carry on with the video, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also head on over to my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in watching some fun gameplay as well. At number 8, Amanda Lepore. There are a lot of celebrities out there who try to hide the procedures they've had, but there's one person who embraces their changes, and that's Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore is a transgender model, performer, and now author who made a name for herself in Hollywood by just being herself. She was famous for just being herself long before Kim K ever came along. Much of Amanda's body has been altered over the years, as she claims to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures that she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had one of her ribs broken and reshapen to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. The most drastic procedure that she's had was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that she had gotten them done about 20 times and she went a little overboard, so she had to get them reduced. Amanda prides herself on being a living Barbie doll, and she really doesn't regret any of her decisions, even though they were all very expensive. To us, she may have gone too far with her look, but to Amanda, it's just right. At number 7, Zac Efron. Now, this one isn't exactly a confirmed plastic surgery case, but it is causing a lot of commotion. There's been a lot of speculations concerning Zac Efron's supposed new look, as people are saying that Zac Efron has gotten some work done. And by some, I mean a lot. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty different and pretty swollen. The lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had just gotten some Botox done or some kind of other procedure, and people are super confused. The internet has been debating whether or not he's gotten surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply having wisdom teeth surgery, using that to explain all of the puffiness, but others aren't so sure. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. It's just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting. Like I said before, no one knows if this new look is permanent or not, but for now, Zac is looking a little plasticky, and it's a strange look to get used to. At number 6, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo might not be a celebrity in their traditional sense, since she didn't rise to fame because of her trade like modeling or acting, but she did gain fame because of her looks, just in a negative way. Priscilla was an aspiring model back in the day, but because she started getting plastic surgery, she was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. Things for her hit rock bottom after her photos were circulated online and she became an internet laughingstock. She became a model for what not to do. She said that looking at her past photos of herself with her lips done upsets her greatly, and that because of the damage that she's done to her lips, they will never be the same. She became plastic, and when it was all removed, she was left with the damage that her decisions had caused. Now she's an advocate against plastic surgery because she knows firsthand the ugly side of becoming plastic. At number 5, Barry Manilow. Some celebrities aren't shy about the work they've had done, and others go to great lengths to hide it. One celebrity who has continuously denied their plastic surgery is singer Barry Manilow, because even though there's a lot of proof to indicate that he's had work done, he still claims to be all natural. In an interview, Barry claimed to have only undergone surgeries and treatments for his health, like hip surgery and receiving steroid shots, but a lot of people aren't buying that and have pretty much revealed that he's lying about getting work done for cosmetic purposes. It's been reported over the years that Barry had undergone several procedures, including having had received a facelift in 1995, a second facelift and eyelid surgery in 2003, and then a third facelift in 2005. There are even photos of Barry from 2003 showing him leaving a plastic surgeon's office in Beverly Hills. In the photos, he's shown wrapped up in bandages while wearing a disguise of sunglasses and a blonde wig in order to avoid being recognized. Because of the work that he's had done, a lot of people consider Barry as one of Hollywood's plastic celebrities. At number 4, Justin Jedlica. Justin Jedlica, also known as the real-life Ken doll, became famous because of his exaggerated looks. Justin has documented his transformation into plastic and isn't afraid of talking about the the hundreds of procedures he's had. Yes, that is right, I said hundreds. Justin has estimated that he spent over $500,000 on his look, having received over 300 procedures and going under the knife over 100 times. Justin said that he became obsessed with his appearance after growing up watching the show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and recalling that everyone on that show had plastic surgery. He thought that this lifestyle meant that you were successful and made it his mission to look like a Ken doll. Now that's his persona and he's pretty happy with it. At number 3, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson lived a hugely successful life and he was known for a lot. He was famous for his music but also his appearance as it changed drastically over the years. He went from being a young man with a darker complexion and a thick afro to being a pale man with thinning hair and skin. Though there have been sickening rumors around why Michael's look changed so much, most of the changes in his appearance were really due to his health. His change in complexion was due to his vitiligo, and his thinning hair was due to age as well as chemical bleaching. To counteract the effect his health was having on his complexion, Michael had turned to plastic surgery, which in the end didn't really aid in his appearance. The constant alterations done to his face in particular caused his skin to thin and wrinkle, which is added to the cycle of work, and his infamous nose job changed the proportions of his face as he was made to look bonier with his thin pointed nose. Over the years, Michael's appearance worsened with age as he tried to constantly make corrections, which really just worsens its outcome. The only thing that didn't age poorly about Michael was his musical abilities. Though his appearance and health deteriorated over the years, his legendary talent stayed awesome. At number 2, Donatella Versace. Sometimes going plastic makes things worse rather than better. Famous designer Donatella Versace has endured her fair share of criticisms in the past, from family matters to business decisions, but most of the criticism she's endured mostly pertains to her looks. Donatella's appearance has definitely evolved over time. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox, and people have even made comparison diagrams from what she looked like back in '97 when she first took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now at the age of 66. People say that the work she's had done has made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she's received over the years has damaged her skin and that her skin's elasticity is broken, leading her to look older. Because of this, she wants to get more Botox and that cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets as a result. She's essentially turned herself into plastic, trying to correct the damage that has already been done. And finally, at number 1, Jocelyn Wildenstein. One of the most drastic celebrity appearances comes from socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic. Jocelyn started changing her appearance to make her husband happy. She modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and recalled that the big cat's eyes were perfect, and so she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's become plastic, but she says that she's not done working on her look just yet.